I guess what I'll share with you guys, what I learned, is something from Expert Secrets, and this is a perfect example. Perfect example. In Expert Secrets, the book by Russell Brunson, there's one part in the book where he says, actually, I'm pretty sure it's Jay Abraham that says, actually, as a matter of fact, I'll pull it up so I can say it to you guys word for word, so you guys can hear exactly what I'm saying. But basically, it's along the lines of, when people pay, they pay attention. And I'll read you the exact quote so you guys can kind of understand. But it'll give you it'll actually help you sell people better. So, boom, win-win for all of us, right? Let me go pull it up here. Book summaries. Okay, here we go. First and foremost, those who pay attention. Over the past decade, I've invited my friends and family members to sit in on events that other people have paid $50,000 to attend for free. Not once in those 10 years has a single one of those people who sat in for free launched a successful company. Yet in the same room sat people who invested in themselves. They heard the same exact information, and because they invested money to be there, they turned that same information into multi-million-dollar a year companies. Yes, those who pay money pay attention, and the more they pay, the closer attention they pay. You're doing your audience a huge disservice if you undervalue what you are selling. Second, the more success you have, the less time you will have. I remember when I was first started, how proud I was that I answered every customer support email and talked to everybody for hours who asked me a question. I thought I was serving my audience because of how accessible I was to everyone. I wasn't able to service many people at all, and you will need to put up barriers to protect your time so you can serve more people at a higher level by charging for what you do. Anyways, I love that quote. It's one of my favorite things from the book because a lot of people. This guy's fucking munching on chips. Dill. The fuck, bro? Eating this dill pickle chips. Anyways, a lot of people have a hard time collecting money. As a matter of fact, myself included, I'm one of the worst of it. I feel so bad people pay me. Even though that I know that what I offer is 100% better than every single person in the marketplace. I know for a fact that anytime I put out an offer, it's better than anybody in the world. Why? Because I make sure my product is fucking perfect. Every single time. However, I still get this feeling of like, man, like, why can't I just give it for free to everybody? And then I realized, this is a prime example. Okay, right now, okay, there is, how many of us in here? I don't know, I can't see. Well, 3 times 4, 12 of us, including me, 12 of us in here. Out of a community of almost 1,000 people. 12 of us in here. Now listen, I don't mean to sit here and toot my own horn, but let me read off a few things to you that I've done in the past month, in the past couple months or so. Alrighty? I was a COO for a 7-figure company. I consulted over 300 founders of their own companies. I consulted Julian to over $22K a month, scaled my own agency to 6-figure ARR in just 3 months, helped Fujan cross, I forget how much, he's a young kid in Dubai, and I don't know, he's making like 10, 20, 30K, some crazy amount. Currently consulting an estimated 7-figure company, okay, helped consult a few people buy their parents a crib, consulted Welcher, went from 3K to 10K in 1 month, managed a team of 26 employees, and a bunch of other cool stuff. Now listen, I don't mean to say, be like, oh, look how amazing I am. But I like to think I've learned a few things, and I'd love to share them with as many people in this world as I can. However, like we said before, when people don't pay, they don't pay attention, which is why there's not 800 people here right now. Because I can guarantee you there's more than 800 people who are making less than 1K a month. Most people in here don't make a lot of money. Yet, people, right, are too scared, I don't know why, but don't value something so they didn't pay for it. And so therefore they don't show up. Like, literally, I'll give them free coaching, free consulting, right, for this whole hour. You ask me anything you want, for free. People don't value it. Why? Because they didn't pay. And like we said before, when people pay, they pay attention. Okay? So here's what I'm going to pitch you guys all and say you guys all something. Just kidding. That'd be a perfect segue, wouldn't it? Right? I just sit here and pitch you guys. No. That'd be funny. Anyways, I do want to do is answer questions to give you guys value so that you guys can feel good about being here, so you didn't feel like you wasted your time. So if you have a question, just unmute. Just unmute, and then one at a time, we'll go about it. So whoever unmutes first can ask first.
So this is just... Oh, okay. Sorry.
Okay, Okay, Rhythm, go ahead.
Yeah, you can go. Yeah. So I wanted to ask, like, in your agency, what does your deliverables look like? Just that question.
Well, let me ask you this. Why do you
Yeah.
want to know the answer to that question?
Just curious.
Okay, I would imagine you're curious to an extent. You're like, what is Stefan doing? I need to do that so I can make more money. Am I somewhat on the right lines? Somewhat. Kind of. Okay.
Yeah.
Trust me, I've been there. And I'll tell you guys something. I'm going to tell you guys something. And some of you, half of you are going to say, fuck you, Stefan. Half of you will love me for the rest of your life. Do you guys want to know the secret to scaling your agency? Truthfully? Like the actual secret that nobody will tell you? The secret is there is no secret. And the sooner you figure that out, the sooner you can scale. And I truly mean this from the bottom of my heart. The secret is there is no secret. One more YouTube video will not get you to where you want to go. One more book will not get you to make that cross that 10K month. One more program likely will not get you to cross that 10K month. Because there is no secret. Most of you right now probably have more information than I did before I started my agency last year. Most of you probably do. You've been in this space for longer than I was back then. Right, not now, back then I'm talking about. You've been in this space for longer than me back then. And you probably know more than I did back then. I didn't know anything. I literally didn't even know. I didn't even know how Facebook worked. I didn't know what a Facebook ad was. I didn't even know what the word SMM. I didn't even know what a VSL was. I remember when I was in the inner circle in RC, I was like, people were talking about VSL. I was like, what's a VSL? What's a landing page? I didn't know. And it took me months to figure out. But yet I crossed that 6-figure mark before I knew what a VSL was. Huh, interesting. So most of you have more knowledge than I did back then. So what's the difference? Well, I'll tell you, okay? There's two huge things. Huge things. Number one is understanding there is no secret. And the sooner you can understand it, the sooner you can scale. Because there truthfully is not a single secret out there in the world. There's not. There's no secret to scaling a company. All the information is out there. All of it is on the web. Literally every single bit of information you could ever need is on the web. And I can promise you, from somebody who's been there, watching that one more YouTube video will not get you there. The only thing that will get you there is doing the work that needs to be done. Because the work won't do itself. Okay? The second thing is you need to become somebody. You need to become somebody who is worthy and who is capable of doing X, Y, and Z. For example, if you are somebody who wants to become a 10K SMA owner, right? Because most people want to make 10K a month, right? Or they want to be a 6-figure SMA owner, whatever it is. Most people, that's the golden center, right? That's the number we all want to hit. It's a nice number. To do that, you first, before you do any other thing, you need to become somebody capable of making 10K a month. So if right now you do not feel like you are somebody worthy and capable of, and I don't mean, oh yeah, I'm worthy. No. Truly, if somebody looks at you, do they go, that guy looks like somebody who could make 10K? Right? When they look at you, do they think, oh, that guy's something that could probably make that amount of money? Now, granted, looks don't really matter, but it's how you feel, right? I'm just saying looks, it's an easy out. But like, literally, how do you perceive yourself? Because personal development is crazy. And if you do not feel that you are worthy of doing this, you will not do that. And it'll reflect in everything you do. It'll reflect on your sales calls, it'll reflect in your conviction, it'll reflect in your communication, your offer, you name it, it'll reflect. So you need to become somebody worthy of doing that. How do you become somebody worthy of doing that? You earn your stripes. You pay your dues. You level up as a person. You haven't been getting closer to God. Get closer to God. You haven't been going to the gym. Go to the gym. You haven't been eating good. Eat good. You haven't been sleeping good. Sleep good. You've been stuck jerking off every day. Stop watching porn. You get distracted often. Stop watching movies. Social media ruins your mood. Delete all social media from your phone. All these things I've done. Every single one of them. My phone is now so boring that when I click on my phone, the most exciting app for me to open is my Photos app. Seriously. The most fun I have on my phone is looking at photos or videos that I've taken. Crazy. But guess what? I'm able to focus a lot better. Now when I pick up my phone, which I don't even know where my phone is. See, I don't even know where it is. Usually it's on my desk somewhere. I don't know where it is, okay? What the fuck? All of you guys, I would assume most of you probably know where your phone is. Most of you are like, yep, right here in my pocket, right here on my desk. Why? Right? Like I did, maybe I don't know. Maybe you're expecting a call. I don't know. I won't bash you for that. Okay.
Can I
Yes.
ask a question? How do you propose that we transition from, being overstimulated by all the things, YouTube, Facebook, all the social media and the phone, to being, I would say, getting used to being bored? There's all that
Great
talk
question.
about dopamine detox and stuff,
Yeah.
but this transition, because now I believe most of us are like, oh wait, oh fun, or something. But how do we actually get used to getting bored? Because I believe that's something that we need to get. I don't know how to actually say it. It's hard to get by it.
Phenomenal question is the first thing I want to say. Phenomenal question. Here's how I'll answer that.
Try and learn
Is first thing is first is I am currently in this process. So I'll tell you what I've been doing and what I've learned, what's worked and what's not working, right? Because for context, I didn't always have no apps on my phone, right? Now I like to think that I hate to say it's better than other people. I've never had TikTok. Like I always like, but then I realized, man, I'm doing the exact. I used to hate on people that had TikTok until I realized I did the exact same they did just on YouTube. And so that was better. And I'm like, I'm no better than these people. I do the same thing just on YouTube, right? So the first step for me was there's an app. It's called OneSec. ONESEC, OneSec. And basically what it does is, I'll give you another app as well. It's called Opal. So OneSec, what it does, you put it on any app, and every time you click on the app, you have to wait like 10 seconds to open it. So there's a bar that goes up, it says breathe in, all the way to the top of your phone, and then breathe out. And so oftentimes before I put on YouTube, because I just randomly go on YouTube. Before I'd go on YouTube, I'm like, wait, I have to wait to go on YouTube. I'm like, okay, I don't want to go on YouTube. Because most times you just intuitively do it without even knowing why. Literally, you don't know why you do it. And so when you have this OneSec app, you're sitting here waiting, and as it's going up, you're like, why am I doing this? Like, okay, back to work. So that's one. The second one is Opal, which you can, if you pay, you can get extreme levels of difficulty. There's a free version. And basically it blocks off apps for whatever time period. So I block mine off from 11 p.m. to 9 a.m. So in the morning, first thing I do was I could not look at my phone, and at night I could not go on my phone. I couldn't. Like all the apps were blocked. I couldn't do anything. And the only way to unlock it if there's like an emergency is you have to go on the app. You have to sit there and wait for like a minute to then press unlock, and then you have to select how much time you want to have time off. Then you can unlock it. Those are two apps. You know what's better than any of those two? Deleting all the apps. And trust me, when I tell you it's difficult, it is. Because I was like, but what about if somebody DMs you on Instagram? Or what about this? Dude, if somebody's DMing me on Instagram, they don't have my number, I probably don't care about them. That's the truth. And now, listen, I know some of you send DMs on Instagram. Okay, cool, keep it. Right? But then you have to really find that balance. As a matter of fact, you can't do it on your computer because it's a lot harder to get distracted on your computer. Right? So what I did is first things first, let's look at dopamine for a second. Because I've done a bit of research into this, right? Because I figured if I learn one more thing, I'll be more productive. Not the case, but I will share with you some. Dopamine is not like, you're at this, this is your dopamine. Dopamine is like a baseline. You have like levels. And some people's levels are way higher and some are way lower. Somebody who scrolls on TikTok for 10 hours a day, their dopamine baseline is way up here. Which means that anything less than their baseline is deemed boring. That's why those people cannot sit still. That's why those people cannot go on a walk, because that is all less than their baseline. So guess what happens? What's more exciting? Watching YouTube or doing work? Well, watching YouTube is way more exciting. So guess what happens? When you watch so much YouTube, now work becomes boring. So guess what happens? You don't want to do the work because now the work is boring. Imagine this. Imagine if you got to a place where you literally did nothing. Your life was so boring that doing the work would be awesome. Imagine that. Whoa. Now listen, it's so difficult. It's because, like, trust me, there's days I'm like, man, this is boring. Like, I can't do anything, right? It's boring. But it's like, that's the way it is, and that's the way it's gonna be, is it will be boring, right? But like the number one step is like, I just deleted everything. Deleted literally everything. Got rid of it. I stopped becoming a consumer. I started becoming a creator. I just got rid of it. Literally, one day I said, fuck this. Delete. Screw it, I don't need it. Instantly, the next day, I had the most boring day of my life. But guess what? Gradually over your time, your dopamine the baseline starts to decrease. Slowly over time. Guess what? Now I go on walks by myself in nature with no music. Not even my AirPods in. Just me. I went on like a 2-hour walk the other day by myself. Who do you think you are walking alone for 2 hours and finding fulfillment out of that? Now that's crazy. I know. but I've been able to bring that dopamine baseline down. And so now in the morning when I wake up, I don't check my phone. I'm like, man, I want to work. Because that's the most exciting thing to do. Because I can't watch YouTube. I can't go and I can't go on Instagram. I can't scroll. I can't do this. I can't do that. So the most exciting thing to do is to go on YouTube. Let me give you an example. Imagine if all of you, for the next 10 days straight, only got to sit in a black room with nothing. Solitary confinement. That's all you got to do. I can promise you, after those 10 days, if I said, hey, do you want to track some data on an Excel spreadsheet and DM people on Instagram? You go, yes, man, I would love to do that. Right? Because your dopamine, the baseline is set way lower. And so now anything that's more exciting than your baseline is like, whoa, let's do this. And so if you can bring your dopamine baseline down to a point so low where tracking an Excel spreadsheet is fun, imagine how much more work you do. I've been working 12 to 18 hours a day for like the past 4 months because I've been able to love what I do. Now granted, do I recommend you do that? I don't know. Do what you feel you need to do, right? But it's simply because I've been able to like what I do. Like at night, I'll be sitting here at 2 a.m. like, man, I'm sitting here taking notes. So I'm like, dude, I'm having such a good time. It's like, what? That's crazy. I know. It's difficult. I know.
Off this call, but Stefan is the greatest man alive. You guys should listen to absolutely everything he says.
Love you, brother.
Right.
I'll chat with you later today.
All right.
Have a good day.
Steph.
All right, bless up. Anyways, it's like, I guess let's get into some tactical things. Like I said, I give you guys 2 apps, right? Opal and OneSec. Boom, you can download those right away. What I recommend more than any of those, delete all the apps. Delete them. And literally, the single-handed best thing that helped me, okay, getting closer to God. Single-handedly, the biggest lever. Single-handedly. Biggest thing for me. I always had these little problems, right? Right? Oh, I want sugar. I want to masturbate. Right? I'll tell you the truth. Yep. I've done it. Okay? I'd be scrolling on YouTube, right? And the closer I got to God, the more I was like, man, imagine this. The next time, because I know a lot of you, and no one will admit it, trust me, but a lot of you struggle with, man, jerking off. The next time you're laying there in bed and you're about to pull a fast one, imagine God looking down at you. Imagine you sitting there, and God's looking at you like, really, dude? I put all this on earth and this is what you're doing with your life? I gave you all of these things and this is what you are doing. Dude, never again after that moment. Never. I don't even want to. I haven't even fantasized it. Okay? Seriously, crazy. So, the tactical tips. Download those 2 apps. OneSec and Opal to eliminate apps. Number 2 is if you can go better, next step, delete all the apps. Okay? Number 3 is during your day, don't this is what I got from, I think it was Rian Doris, and he basically said entrepreneurs are like athletes. They need to rest and recover. Rest and recover. They need to do that, right? We're like athletes. And a lot of us, myself included, do the workouts, not the rest in entrepreneurship. Here's what I mean. You, in your midday break, I've worked hard, let me go take a break. The worst thing that you could do is something more exciting than work. The worst thing you could do is once you're done work is go watch YouTube. Or let's say in your lunch break. I would always do this. Between lunches, in the shower, I just watch YouTube real quick. Always. Here's what will happen. What's more fun, working or YouTube? We all know this, YouTube. So when I be watching YouTube, I'm like, damn, this is more fun than working. I don't want to go back to work. Or man, now the work seems boring. And now I wouldn't want to go back to work. And now we all know that your attention, right, takes 30 minutes. Once you check your phone, it takes 30 minutes to get back to focus. Some crazy thing like that, right? So now it takes longer to get back into focus, flow state, all this stuff. So what I did is I said, well, screw the phone. Imagine if I just go to my kitchen and I just eat my coffee and drink my coffee and eat my bagel with nothing. No music. Sometimes I'll listen to a podcast, right? Because I'll just be learning in the process, right? Like good podcast, not shitty podcast, good podcast from Hermosi and Sam Ellis, people like that. And I'll just sit there and drink my coffee, eat my bagel. Nothing else. Silence. Whoa. All of a sudden when I'm done, I'm like, well, first off, I appreciate the bagel a lot more. Now I'm sitting here like, man, this is a great bagel. Sounds stupid. If you look at me, I probably look crazy. But I'm like, man, this is a great bagel. Thank you, Lord, for this bagel. And I'm like, awesome. And now I'm like, well, let me go back to work. I'm excited. And then I go back to work. Because I haven't spiked that dopamine up. Right? And so the lower you can bring your baseline, the more exciting everything else can become. when this is some like mental, tactical stuff, at the end of the day, it truly comes down to you. But I like to think that the less friction you can add in these things, the easier it'll become. Right? And so if you just eliminate it altogether, like literally just hold it down. I sat down, I was like, because I deleted all the apps except for YouTube. YouTube was the last one. I'm the worst at YouTube. Instagram, Snapchat, they've been gone for years. Facebook, Messenger, LinkedIn, they've been gone for years. YouTube was the one I just couldn't give up. Because I'm like, man, but before bed, I just watch YouTube and relax. Not anymore. Not anymore. Now, I lay in bed. I listen to George Jenko podcast. Okay. So, does that kind of, and just doing like less dopamine-y stuff. Sounds stupid, but like I said, I'd be going on walks. No music. Just by myself. In the forest. That's it. And guess what? I've been loving them. I've been looking forward to my walks. What? Could you imagine somebody, a 21-year-old man, okay, saying, I look forward to going to the forest and walking by myself? I'd say that guy sounds crazy. But I'll tell you this. I sure as heck appreciate life a lot more. And the one thing I realized is that I made decent money, okay? I realized money doesn't make you happiness, right? And I was watching this podcast, I think it was from George Jenko and Alex Eubank. I think it was them too. And they're talking about how, there's a lot of rich people who feel very empty. A lot of them. And I've actually met a lot of them. And they do. And it's because no matter what you try and buy, it'll never fill that void of needing to have God with you. Never, ever. It'll never fill that void. And so when I started to be like, man, like why can't I find peace? It's because I was never looking to God. I kept trying to buy things to make me happier. It'll never fill that void, ever. That's why so many rich people are like sad and depressed and all this stuff, right? And when I started to be like, whoa, okay, pause, I started to appreciate life a lot more. Literally, this morning, bro, I prayed for the fact that I had a window in my room. Yeah, that sounds crazy, right? Who would pray for the fact they have a window in the room? I pray for the fact there's roads on the ground. Trees. I pray for the fact that there's water in the ocean. And then for everything else. Because I once heard somebody say, he said, if you only have what you prayed for yesterday, what would you have today? And after that, every single morning, I try my best to pray for everything in this world that I care about. Right? Because I'm like, man, if tomorrow I wake up and only get what I prayed for today, what would I have? Or at least have a window. Obviously, I say everything else, right? Roof above my head. I literally breath in my lungs, blood in my heart, thoughts in my mind. Right? Without those things, your body can't function. Family, friends, team, all this stuff, right? We're getting a bit off track. The point is, there's just got to come a point where you have to be like, I'm going to try and make a change. And then I said, God, it's in your hands now. And then boom. All of a sudden, now just listen, it's still a process. I'm not perfect. Right? I ain't perfect at all. Nowhere near. Right? And sometimes I'll still slip up. As in, like, I'll pull up YouTube on my browser here real quick. Right? But it is significantly less than I ever did before. And so I just take that step. And it's going to be difficult. But just know that because it's difficult is exactly what makes it worth doing. Because if it was easy, everybody would do it. Does that kind of... Rhythm, I know I still haven't even answered your question, which is, what are my deliverables? I like to think this is a bit more important than deliverables, okay? Okay.
Can I ask you something?
Of course.
You mentioned God, right? So
Yes.
I wanted to ask you, like, how did bringing God in your life affected you on, like, personal level or something, or business life? I mean.
Oh my goodness, man. I can't even begin to thank God and say all the good things that have happened in my life after allowing Him in my life and accepting and submitting and be like, God, it's in your hands now. My life is in your hands. Take me to where you want me to go. That's it. My life has changed a complete 180. Maybe even a 360. I don't know. But like my life, after I started to just even learn about it a bit more, and then I started to read my Bible, and then I started to go to church, and then I started to talk to people about it, has gotten exponentially better than any single point in my life ever. Everything has gotten better in my life as a result of submitting to God and being like, thank you. Every single thing. Literally, I cannot say a thing and like exponentially better. Like, not just, oh, life got better. No. Like, life leveled up. Like, I just skipped like 100 levels, it feels like. Everything. And I'm still very much on this journey in this process. Very much new. Okay? I'm like, man, I'm just starting and my life has already been like this. Thank you, Lord, for all of this. Right? Because without you, I would not have this. I want to be where I'm at. So, like, all glory to God. Let's make that very clear, okay? But, like, dude, incredible. Like, I can't even begin to be, like, list the things, because it's just literally everything that much better.
And how do you pray? Like, I want to know how you pray.
Dude, I don't know, bro. Dude, I think I learned this, like I said, I watch a lot of George Denko, right? Somebody I really look up to. And I'm pretty sure, I think this was from one of his podcasts. Somebody asked him, like, how do you pray? And he said, the first thing that I'll tell you what I've personally done, and I don't know if it's right or wrong. What do I know? But the first thing is, I just thank God. I'm like, thank you. Because oftentimes we forget that we're right in the middle of what we used to pray for. Right now, you very well might be exactly in the middle of what you used to pray for a year ago. I realized, wow, I am. And yet we're sad, but it's like, dude, we're literally in the middle of what we used to pray for. Gotta be thankful for that. For the fact that I got to wake up this morning. Right? And so I just, gratitude. Right? And I think this was from George Denko, and he basically said that you can't be depressed and grateful at the same time. Right? You can't be sad and grateful at the same time. You, like, biologically in your head, you cannot. So if I can just be grateful every day, I can't have a bad day. Seriously. And I just pray by talking to God. Like, just talking to him. Like a friend. Not like some formal, no, like a friend. Like, talking to him. Hey, this is what's going on. This is what I need help with. This is what I need guidance with. And then yesterday I was watching this thing from Alex Eubank. And it was in the comment section. Somebody said pray. Praise, repent, ask, and yield. Which I thought was very interesting. Which is, first of all, you praise. Right? Thank you, Lord, for everything. The second thing is repent. Repent, right? We're all sinners, right? We're not perfect. And the third one was ask. What do you want God to help you with? What do you want him to show you? And the fourth one was yield, which is, God, if this is not in your will, if this is not what you want me to do, take it from me. Because I do not want anything you do not want me to have. That's how I do it. I don't know. That's just me. That's just what I do, right? Now, like, some days I'll just pray and just say thank you. Some days you'll be like, guide me. There's no structure. I don't think there needs to be, because talking to God is a relationship, right? It's not a presentation. It's not an essay. It's a relationship. So you need to talk to him like a person, right? Like, talk to him like you would a friend. Like being with God is a relationship, and you don't talk to your friends very formal. Like you talk to them, okay? So yeah. Rhythm, to go back to your question, what are the deliverables? The answer is, it depends. And I know people hate me when I say this, but the truth is, the answer does depend. And it depends on, what do your clients need? Seriously. Because if your clients need ABC, or they have this problem, or this and that, then deliver that. Like, just deliver that. Like, your deliverables should be what you need to do to solve their problem, and then some. You shouldn't try and do the bare minimum of, oh, let me just do this. Or you shouldn't be like, let me do all these things. Your deliverables should literally be the thing that they need to solve their problem. It doesn't, like, it truly doesn't matter. This is what I'm trying to say if you guys read the community chat. It truly doesn't matter what you say, right? Like, for example, what I mean by this is, let me word this a bit better so you guys can understand it and digest it. When you go to buy an airplane ticket, right? When you go to buy the airplane ticket, they don't show you what the airplane looks like. They don't show you a picture of the seat. They don't say, oh, by the way, there's going to be long wait times. There's going to be 3 delays. There's going to be babies crying. There's going to be bad food, shitty toilets, and a bunch of hassles at TSA. And your bag's going to get lost. They don't tell you that stuff. They say, you're going to go to Mexico. And here's what Mexico looks like, and then show you a bunch of nice pictures of Mexico, nice beaches, sun, etc. Think about that. That's not just by accident, that's intentional. They sell their dream outcome. The same way that if you got cancer, or if you broke your arm, you wouldn't say, hold up, pause, doc. First, let me read the ingredients, and let me, give me the options, let me see which one I like the best, and then let's discuss and we'll debate which one I want. No, you would say, doc, give whatever you need to give me so I can fix this problem and not have cancer. Right? The same way that if your client has a problem, they shouldn't care whether you use Facebook ads or Google ads or TikTok ads or direct mail or door knocking or cold calling. As long as they get to where they want to go and they solve their problem, they don't care. And that's the truth. Because if somebody, let's say, had $0 and you guarantee them, after working with me for 2 months, you will make 10 grand. Guaranteed. And they believe that. They would not care how you do it as long as it's ethical. Right? Man, you can go cold door knock, you can cold email. I don't care what you do. As long as I get the 10 grand, cool. And that's truly how your clients feel if you can find a problem. Now, finding a problem means you have to be somewhat good at sales. Right? And it means you have to, do all these other things, etc. But then it's selling the dream outcome. What do they want? Because then you don't sell your service, you sell a solution. You don't sell Facebook ads. You sell them getting consistent lead flow so that they can support their family. That's what you actually sell. Now, granted, the vehicle, the mechanism is Facebook ads. Cool, but no one cares about that. They care about the outcome. So deliverables is what you need to get them to the outcome. Simple as that. I know that didn't answer your question because I didn't tell you exactly what I deliver. That's because it depends.
Yeah.
Right? You can build a community. You cannot. You can do content. You can do not. You can do ads. You can do not. You can do Google, Facebook, TikTok. You can do not. You can do whatever you need to do in order to get the result that they want. That's it. Right?
Makes a lot of sense.
I hope so.
Thank
I
you,
hope I'm
man.
not speaking out of my ass. You're welcome. Let me open this chat. Anybody else have anything? Sugar and porn and masturbation are the enemy. Never do that. Yeah, it's just the devil. Just coming in a minute. Can I ask you a question? You can always ask me a question. Yo, boy, I gotta go. So someone or used fun can answer this question. That would mean a lot to me. All right, let's answer this then. Whoever else has a question can ask it after. How do I make a good outreach message? I sent 4 DMs and didn't get a single client. That's crazy. Only 4 meetings, 3 didn't show up, and 1 showed up. Wasn't a good fit. I tried. Hey, is this a good place for questions? Might have something for you open to hear. Is there a space for members or gym? All shit. Now, before you tell me to do content, I already do. I want to outreach when I can't make content. I thought about this opener. First off, I'd make sure your content is good content, right? A lot of times people get caught up in making bad content. Good content, at least in my opinion, like I said, takes it with a grain of salt. My opinion, good content looks like the content I post, which is a healthy mix of random shit of me talking about random stuff to give you an insight onto my life. A healthy mix of here's how I did this, and then also things I've learned. And so it's like I establish authority, I establish trust, and I also build some frame. So I'd highly recommend that if you're in a niche, any niche, you sitting there saying, realtors, you need to do this, probably won't work. Okay? Like even when I say it, now I hate to be this guy, but like I have a pretty nice camera, pretty nice stuff. Even when I say that, people don't trust me. Who the fuck is this guy in the middle of nowhere telling me that what I need to do? They won't trust you. You want people to trust you? Show proof. Which, guess what? In order to get proof, you need clients. Okay? And to get clients, if you have no proof, you need to be honest and authentic. Okay? Now, let's read the rest of this. Hey, you're going to hate me for this, but this is a pitch. But it's a good one, I promise. You spend less time on the business. I build more online presence at the same time. I'll throw in a free trial in exchange for a testimonial, and I'm willing to do pay only if we secure an additional 7 clients monthly. That doesn't make any sense. We'll get to that other. And by the way, I helped a coach make 3.4K in 7 days. I'm open to show you how the system works for free. Just hit me up with a yes. Now listen, you can do this however you want. Outreach is just a testing and then a numbers game. Outreach, simply, it's a testing and a numbers game. That's all it is. You need to test, and put out volume. The person who can test quicker and do more volume will always win in the end. Okay, so let's get to this. First thing is first. I would send one message and then the next one. Okay, so I would say something like, I would say a personalized comment. Hey, name, saw X, Y, and Z, loved it. Or you could even say like, hey, name, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a baseball player, but I do have something to pitch you. Are you open to hearing me out? I promise you, it's the best one yet. And then everybody that says yes is like, at least he's honest. And it's like, hey man, over the last 4 months or over the last year, whatever the time frame is, I've spent studying X. During this process, I've helped so-and-so make 3.4K in 7 days. I want to just help other people do the same thing for free. Are you open to chat more? And then basically you just want little commitments, right? Just little commitments here and there, here and there. Little commitments, yes, 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 right? And then convert, call, etc. But the point is, if you really sent 4K clients, you haven't got a DM, it's because your DM sucked. It's because your fucking profile sucked, because your content sucked. That's it, right? If I sent 4,000 DMs, if I sent 4,000 DMs exactly like this, I guarantee you I could close at least 20 clients. Guarantee. If I sent 4,000 DMs and I said this, hey name, I'm gonna be totally honest. I have something I want to pitch you. However, it's not going to cost you a penny. I will do it exactly for free. For the last 4 months, I've spent studying ABC, and I've learned X, Y, and Z. I want to implement this into your business so that you can. Give them a reason why they should do it, right? If you want people to do something, give them a reason to do it, right? So that you can benefit, so that you can get more consistent lead flow without spending an hour of work. Whatever the benefit of your service is. Would you be open to chatting about it? Boom, right? Now, granted, you've been honest saying you're going to pitch them. You've been honest saying, hey, listen, I may not have clients, but I've been studying this for the last 4 months. You told them it's free. You told them the outcome for them. You've done what you need to do. If you send 4,000 messages with that exact thing, I can guarantee you close a ton more clients than what you have now. And one thing is, now this might be popular, unpopular to contrary belief, you don't need a sales call. Especially not if your thing is fucking free. Okay, especially not if your thing is free. You don't need a sales call. Should you? Sure. Way easier, right? Way better to talk to people on the phone. But like, the reason why you're not booking any meetings, you're not closing clients because you're not booking meetings, and it's because your meetings are not valuable. I wouldn't hop on a meeting with you because your meeting does not provide value to me. You gotta understand, these people are taking 30 minutes out of their time to meet with you. For what reason? The only reason why somebody would do that is if they get value from. People are selfish, right? So the only reason why somebody would do something is if they feel that it's in their best interest. So if you want to hop on, like, oh, I'll show you the system for free, isn't going to cut it anymore. Everybody says that. That's no bueno anymore. It's not going to cut it. You need to do something good. You need to actually give value. Hey, and I'll give you this free X, or hey, I'll do ABC, whatever the case is, right? You have to give them the meeting value, and if you can't, then don't ask for a meeting because nobody will say yes. Which is why nobody said yes to you, because there's no value in your meeting. You say, oh, I'll show you the system free of charge. They say, okay, maybe you get a ton of replies. They say, okay, sure. And you say, cool, when are you free? The fuck? Bro, you're doing this for free. It's some system you just learned about. Why don't you hop on a call with you? Like, let's just do it. And one tip I'd add in here is ask for a referral. I would say, I'll do it completely for free. The only thing I ask is that if you think that what I did was good enough, I ask that you leave me a testimonial or a review and give me a referral to one other person I can help. Then listen, you can ask that later. You don't have to ask it in the pitch, right? You can ask it later. Cool. How do these free offers help leads toward paid clients? How can we optimize the system? Still no clue what you're talking about, brother. Anyone's offer I can offer my clients apart from video editing. Anyone have a question? Ask it, because I don't even know the chat is. Any other questions? I know somebody had something and I interrupted them a while back.
I have another one. Like, I am creating these VSLs now. Like, there are 2 VSLs. One is for getting them to like book a meeting to generate like interest and curiosity, and the second one will be like process breakdown. So I figured out how to make the first one, but not sure how to like create the second one. Should I really tell them how, like, because I'm like on that offer, I'm build and release offer, so I don't know what to show them in the process breakdown thing.
Well, first let me ask you this: how are you getting clients?
Yeah, it's through DMs.
Through DMs. So how are people going to see this VSL?
I'm making them see the VSL.
So you're meaning to tell
I
me.
have a website link
Hold up.
in my in my profile, and I also send them the VSL.
Okay, so what does your outreach process look like? What do you say to them?
Should I share the script here?
Just say it out loud. Like, what do you? If you were to DM me, what would you say?
Wait. Because I'm not doing that by myself. I'm making my VS do that. So
But you should still
my
know. If it's
first
your team, you
message-
should know the messages you're sending.
Yeah. Wait. The first message is, hey, are you a listing agent or more of a buyer's agent? Actually, my family's been in real estate for years, and I just wanted to reach out. This is the first message,
Okay.
the initial message.
Sure.
And the second one is, okay, that's perfect. When the prospect replies,
Yep.
I ask. The reason I ask is I've actually been partnering up with small handful of buyers and seller specialists in the Greater Dubai area, and setting up the same system that my family's real estate business has used to generate 3 to 4 closed deals from all over the world every single month that are looking to purchase in Dubai. I'm wondering if you could take on extra volume. Also, just cause I know you get hit up by marketing agencies, people non-stop, I should disclose that we can do this entirely on pay-as-you-close model. Are you open for a conversation?
Oh, sorry. I almost fell asleep listening to that. It was so long. I'm just exaggerating. Okay. But let's get back to this. And so, where does the VSL come into play? Because I still haven't heard of VSL. You sent 2 messages, still no VSL.
After this message.
Okay.
Just
And so,
after
what do you say? Oh, okay. If you're interested, here, check out this link.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I
How many people
send them
have
the
booked
link,
from your
yeah.
VSL? How many people have booked from your VSL so far?
From the VSL?
Yeah.
7 meetings.
7 out of how many?
Yeah. Maybe 2 days of work.
Okay. Then don't listen to anything I say and keep doing what you're doing. Simple as that. If you truthfully actually booked 7 meetings and you have at least a 50% show rate, don't fucking change anything. Seriously. Like, that's it.
yeah.
Listen, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like, I'll say, like, do I think this is what you're doing is the best idea? No, it's clearly working. Right? LaMelo Ball, we all know LaMelo Ball, right? Fucking ugly ass jumper. That guy will make more threes than me every single day of the week, even though I might have better form. It doesn't matter. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Keep doing what you're doing. That's all I'm going to say. If you always look for these approval, these extra little things, if your thing works, just keep doing it. Do it at scale to the point where you can book 7 meetings in a single day. And I guarantee you in a week from now, you'll be sending me 10K Stripe screenshots. Simple.
And
That's it.
like this is the first VSL.
Cool.
I needed an idea, like a breakdown for the second one that includes the process breakdown of actually what we do.
The second one is literally just reaffirming that selling the call is a good idea. Because the second one gets shown after they book. All that the purpose of that really is to make them be like, oh, I want to show up to the call. That's it. Simple as that. Like, the goal is to make them see the value in the call. Because, truth be told, you can do a process breakdown, right? You can, Serge Guattari, I know you're DMing about that. Sure, you can do a process selling VSL. You can do a breakdown. You can do whatever. The point is, you need to make them watch that and go, okay, I need to show up to this call. That your sole purpose is, how can I make a video that's good that they will, 1, show up to the call, and 2, know what I do. That's it. Because the worst thing to do in the world is hop on a call with somebody who doesn't know what you do. So you want to tell them a bit about what you do, sure. Right? Say whatever you want. Always relate to the dream outcome. You don't, like, simplify it, etc., etc., etc. But then, yeah, just make sure that as a result of them seeing that video, they want to show up to the call. So if the video is valuable, and you say, we're going to do X, Y, and Z on the call, they'll be like, oh, I'll show up to the call. That's all you want to do with that. Capiche?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. At Stefan, I have a question. Could you tell me more about build and release offer? Truth is, it's a very shiny object syndrome thing. That's the truth. That's really what it is, right?
Right now.
That's truthfully what it is. Now, is it good? Sure. Is SMA still good? Sure. They're all great. They're all good respectively in their own context. But to boil it down, build and release is the same way that this water bottle works. A company builds it. They go, hey, Stefan, you want to buy it? I say, sure, and then it's mine. That's it. You build it, you give it. Now, there's more complication than that. But fundamentally, that's what a build and release offer is. It's just productizing your service so when people buy it, they can keep it. Hey, Stefan, built this remote. You want it? Cool. It's yours now. You don't have to rent it from me. You can keep it because I built it for you. That's the general overview. Now, granted, there's other things, right? You can do rev share on the back end and keep managing them or consulting them. You can do retainer on the back end. You can do high setup fees. You're building these things out. But like the way that it relates well to SMA is instead of saying, oh, I'll just run your ad through you, say, hey, I'm going to build you out your own entire marketing department to get you automated inbound deals for the rest of your life. You build out their ads campaign. You teach them how to manage it, and then boom, it's done. That's the general overview. There's a lot more things we go a lot more detail in, but at the end of the day, it's just another way of delivering your offer. Okay. Next one, at Stefan, I know you also have that Loom breakdown. How do you present, or what's your process on that? That's the one that Rhythm was talking about, which is the indoctrination sequence one, the one that you send after the book. The whole point of that is to make them go, one, okay, I kind of know what this guy does, and two, I want to show up to the call. That's it. Nothing else. Right? You don't need to tell them every little thing you do. You don't need to do all this crazy stuff. You just need to make them think two things. At the end of watching that VSL, that indoctrination sequence video, they should think two things. Okay, I kind of understand what this guy does and I like it, and I'm excited for the call. That's literally it. Simple. Keep it bare bones basic. Don't overcomplicate things. The reason why most people fail is because they try and do the advanced things, but their basics aren't even in contact. People don't even have the basics down. People try and do the advanced things, their basics are down. Okay. At Stefan from Dale, can you explain the best way to optimize the free trial offer? What the fuck? This is like. All right, let's have a little mini masterclass, okay? You want to know one thing that the big companies do that you don't? They do the basics extremely well. The big companies never don't do the basics. Most of you always want the advanced stuff, never the basic stuff. We all know this because we all watched Serge's last webinar, his last thing, right? Because it's all the fancy stuff. Right? We all watched all these. No one wants to watch the basics. Why? Because the basics are boring. But the basics are what build trillion-dollar companies. The basics do that. Not the advanced stuff, the basics. Do you think Amazon is very advanced? Now, granted, his idea in the moment in time when he invented it was advanced. But fundamentally, his business is basic. Let me help people buy things online. Anything from anywhere. He did the basics very well. There's a lot of other things we talk about, but the basics are done very well. Now, why do I say this? It's because when you ask, can you explain the best way to optimize the free trial offer? Is trying to be like this advanced, oh, if I do this tweak and add this little magical formula on here, I'll magically sell my free trial offer better. No, you won't. Why don't we just fundamentally break down what's the free trial offer? How can we sell it better? Because there's no way to optimize the free trial offer better. You're just selling a free trial. Simple as that. The best way to sell a free trial is to be like, yo, I have this thing. It can help you do this thing. Do you want it for free? You're like, sure. You're like, great. Here it is. Right? Think of Go iLevel. Go iLevel's like, yo, we have this software. It's amazing. It can help you do this. Do you want to try it? You're like, whoa, that sounds pretty good. Sure, I'll try it. You try it. You're like, whoa, this is amazing. Let me pay. And then you pay. Right? So, the reason why I'm not going to give you an answer, because there's no answer. How do you optimize the free trial better? You don't. I don't know. How do you optimize a free trial? Just do a free trial. You don't need to overthink it. People always overthink things, and that's why they never get anywhere. Because they just overthink. They overthink, they underdo. Most people in this world overthink but underdo. And doing is what gets you the results you want. Doing is what's required to get you to where you want to go. Abhinav, you are correct. He did start an online bookstore. Dill, what's the best way to transition from your free trial towards a paid service once the trial is over to maintain the client? Boom, I have an amazing video about this. As a matter of fact, I looked yesterday and it's still popping off to this day. Long story short, the best way to convert a free trial client into a paying client, the secret is to get them good results. Whoa. Literally. Because if you get somebody good results, you say, hey, look, here's what we did in this time frame. I can keep doing this for you to keep helping you get X. Just pay me this much. And if you got them good results, then paying will be a no-brainer. Right? If you made them 10K, you say, hey, just pay me 1K, and I'll do that again for you. They'll be like, dude, here, take it all. So after the free trial ends, hop on a call, hop on a meeting with them, be like, yo, here's what happened. Here's what we did. Your videos did this. Your ads did this. You made this much money. This happened. Do you want to keep doing this together? They're like, yes. You're like, great. Let's do it. That's the simplest way, right? Simplistic. One thing I've been trying to do a lot in my own life, as you can tell with no apps on my phone, walks by myself, is simplicity. Because simplicity is key. Simplicity is really everything. Right? And I realized that. So I've just been trying to be more simplistic. Because we don't need to have this advanced stuff. Oh, if you ask this advanced question in this tonality, they might say this and that way. No, bro. The simple, bare bones basics. How do you convert somebody to free to paid? You make their experience with the free so good, they go, man, I can't live without this. That's it. Look at GoEyeLevel, right? Like, why don't we look at the big companies that are doing this? They gave a free trial of their service. GoEyeLevel is incredible. And so after the free trial, you're like, man, GoEyeLevel is amazing. Let me pay GoEyeLevel to keep having GoEyeLevel because my experience was so good. And the fact that it's free lowers the friction and the barrier to entry, so you get more people in the door. And they know their product is good, which is why they can offer it for free, right? Because it's free, they can offer it for free because they know people will convert in the back end. And look at them now. They're a huge company. Look at so many other people out in this world, right? So many big companies. Free trial, free this, free that. Because they know that after you try it, you'll be hooked. Because it's so good, you couldn't live without it. So, if you make a product that is so good that people can't live without and then offer it for free to consume, everybody that takes you up on that offer will stay afterwards. That's how you can convert anybody from free to paid. At Stefano. Oh, here we go. How do I convince the client to do their ad spend? You don't convince them. You tell them. Right? It's like, yo, dude, listen. I'm not a magician. I wish I could snap my fingers and leads could appear out of nowhere. Unfortunately, it's not how this game works. Well, we have to pay to acquire customers. If we didn't, we'd all be rich. We have to pay to acquire customers, whether that's the money and time, depends. Okay? So in order for us to reach out to these people and get our offer in front of them, we have to pay somebody, right? You can pay me to go cold door knocking, or you can pay Facebook to run the ads. Which one would you rather do? Well, the Facebook ads. Okay, cool. That's what it's for. It doesn't go to me. It goes to Meta. It's literally just to fuel the fire. Simple as that. Rhythm. What are those lights called in your background? Those in your videos, the blue ones. I've been trying to get my hands on those, but can't find them on Amazon. I have 2 sets. Okay. Besides this one, because I want to count this one. These ones right here, this one that you see behind the books here, and the one that you can't see but it's down here, are called Govee. Govee lights. Something like that. And then I have 2 more down here. I'll raise it up for you. They look like this. They are called LED photography lights. That's what they're called. That's what they look like. They come with different panels. You can slide in different colors. Boom. There you go. Haki Sky. Like, I am curious about approaching. If we approach with the impressive result video first, it gives like a 10 DM a day hardly. And if 100 DMs, then it's only DMs. Did anybody else just have a fucking aneurysm trying to read that message? Or is that just me? Because I'll be honest, I have no clue what you just said. Hacky Sky. No clue. Zero clue, as a matter of fact. I wish I could answer your question, but I don't. Listen, we're gonna wrap this up in a few minutes. Cause I gotta. Actually, let me go pull up my calendar. What do I have? Okay. Let's have a podcast I get to go on. So we gotta run. So does anybody else have any last minute questions they want answered? I will answer any one of your questions. Yes.
Do we have a special place for, I would say, the beginners, like absolutely beginners?
What do you mean by a special place?
Actually, I'm not quite sure. I'm just saying because I'm looking for, maybe ideas how to actually start.
How to actually start?
Maybe not ideas how to do it, but do we have special, I would say, mini community or sub-community where there are people who are planning to start? Maybe to keep each other,
No, because you shouldn't plan.
consistent and maybe.
The reason why I say no is because you shouldn't plan. You should just start. That's the thing. Is like, there's no point in planning. Like, what you should just do. Right? Like, there's no point in, if I plan and I say, no, just do. You'll get way more out of it. You'll learn way more. You'll get results quicker and better, faster. Like, don't plan. Seriously, just dive head in. Seriously. Like, I mean that. Truthfully. That I spent way too much time planning, watching YouTube, trying to figure, okay, what's the best outreach script? Like I said, there's no secret. There's nothing that another video will help you find. You just need to do. Right? And the quicker you do, the quicker you'll get to where you want to go. And so it's quite literally just a matter of taking the action. That's it. And so, like, no, I don't have another community. Maybe you can find one other. I personally don't have one, but like, just do. Right? Like, seriously, that's it. Like, that's my best advice is genuinely just do. Like, just do something. Right? Which in your case, if you're super just starting to say, okay, well, I need to have, I've made plenty of videos about this in the past. You need to have some sort of basic skill you're going to offer to somebody or a general idea of what it is. And then you just need to go out there and offer it to people. Literally. Right? Once you sign the person, once you get somebody to say this, then you can kind of figure out, okay, what the fuck do I do? Right? But here's the thing, is we like to do the what if. We like to invent and think of problems that might happen. Right? It's like those people, like, it's like the person planning what they're going to spend their money on before they even have the money. It's like, bro, you don't even have the money. Why are you worrying about it? You're like, man, when I get 100K a month, I'm going to buy this. I'm like, bro, you haven't even got to 10K. Like, first get there. Right? And so it's like, don't plan, just do. And once you get there, like, okay, I need to do this. Right? The truth is, like, stuff's going to happen. We never really know. And so it's like, if you just do, you'll be way better off. Just do. My best advice is just do. My biggest mistake in the past, I just kept thinking. Don't think, just do. Seriously. Now think after you do, right? Why did this work? Why did it not work? Right? You still have to think. Right? We're entrepreneurs. We get paid to think. But the biggest thing that people miss out on is they just don't do. They only think. Okay? Last two here, then I'm out of here. Ricky, Stefan, about Short for Content Agency, would you say to be a beginner making... Would you say to a beginner to scale their software content to be making 2 to 3K a month? If there's any offer that have worked for you other than editing, would love to hear that. Can you implement them? I don't quite get what you're saying, but I have to imagine it's something about offers. Dude, literally just, if you offered your services and you positioned them as beneficial to the person, to 10,000 people out in this world, you would get multiple clients. And so I just have to assume you just haven't done that yet. You just keep thinking about, shit, what do I do? It's like, dude, just do. Sounds stupid, sounds crazy, but just do. Right? Like, if there's any offer, bro, the offer, you'll never know what a good offer is until you have 100 plus clients. Then I'm like, damn, I should be doing this. People like to think that they can come up with a good offer without having clients. That's impossible. You can't make a good offer until you have clients. Why? Because clients give you data, and data tells you what the problem is. And then once you know the problem, then you solve it. Right? You make a good offer once you have clients. You go, man, everything's going good but this, or all my clients are happy but this, and then you solve that thing. And the more things you solve, the better your offer gets, because now the problem you're solving is something that these people literally deal with. Which is why you can only make a good offer once you have clients. Which is why it's stupid. People say, oh, let me read $100 million offers and make a great offer before they have any clients. That doesn't work. You need to get clients first because you don't know what a good offer is until you have clients. Which is why it's foolish to do the planning thing, right? Just sit here and think. Just do. Because truth is, you won't have a good offer. You probably won't have a good offer. If you had a good offer, you wouldn't be struggling to make 2K. Think about it that way. And I guess that sounds counterintuitive because, oh, it's fun. That's why I need a good offer because I'm not 2K. So I guess I kind of contradict myself. But the point is, like, you'll never find a good offer. That's my point. Is you'll never find the good offer. If you did, you'd be way well far ahead. So the truth is, you won't find the perfect offer. You only get there by getting the clients and getting the data and the feedback of, oh, this is a good offer. Okay, boom, go from there. Okay? I don't know. You said something about having a direct pitch opposed to asking them for a pitch and not bitch and sway. Could you expand on that? Yeah. So the way I always did it, now granted, you get a really low reply rate with this, but the people that reply love you and they're interested in hearing your pitch. That's the two benefits. Okay, so you can weigh your pros and cons, test the data, see what works best for you. What I did is I'd be like, yo, man, listen. Yo, name, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not a baseball player, but I do something to pitch you open to hearing it. Or hey, I know you get hit up all the time with these stupid bait and switch messages, so I'll keep it a buck with you. I have something to pitch. Can I shoot? And then boom, we go from there. Right? So that's two ways. You can come up with whatever way. The point is to be direct. Be honest. Right? Dude, like, one thing you guys are hearing me talk about all the time, I feel like I'm the king of this, is human to human, H to H. The numbers are shit. But that's why you're saying you gotta test. Like, my response rate is 3% doing that message. Now, granted, you could argue, oh, you're in a saturated niche, your accounts aren't perfect, maybe. That's like, but the 3% of people that responded, all of them almost turned to leads. So you can weigh the pros and cons, right? Which is why I said data and volume, right? Testing and volume. Data and volume is what matters in outreach. You need to test, and do volume. If you can't do those two things, you won't be good at outreach. You need to be able to test and do volume. That's what outreach is about. Okay, outbound. Last one here. Then I got to run for a podcast. Okay. Hey man, so I signed my first client on a 7-day free trial. Congratulations. I onboarded him, got a Facebook page account, asked him to connect his Facebook and pay me $100 setup fee, asked he keeps saying, show me ad credits. I need to know what I'm paying for. I show him, he said, I don't like it. Tell him X, don't like how I should change it. He doesn't answer and goes to me for 3 hours and replies with him and say, hey, I'm currently driving, talk to you soon or some shit. Excuse sir goes, what should I do? The truth is, I don't know, I'm not a wizard, but I'll give you a perspective switch. Is if you had 10 other clients, you wouldn't be sitting here asking me about this because you wouldn't care. And so the perspective switch you need to have is you need to think of an abundance. You're thinking in scarcity of, man, this is my only client, which very well it is. But if you think that way, look at the way you think. You think in a scarcity mindset. If we know anything in life, it's that thinking with a scarcity mindset never does you well. So you got to think with abundance. There's plenty of other clients out there. Maybe this client won't work. That's cool. God didn't want me to have this client. Cool. That it is what it is. We move on. Okay? Some people are going to be like that. That's how life is, right? Nothing in this life can be perfect. Take that back. Okay? Jesus Christ. Other than that, though, okay, things are going to happen, right? Life is unfair. Shit will happen, right? And truth be told, this happens all the time, right? Ideally, you would have collected the setup fee earlier and et cetera, et cetera. Life doesn't always go that way, right? And so things just happen, okay? So truth be told, like, I know it sucks, but it's like, the reality is like, bro, if you had 10 more clients, you wouldn't be worrying about this. So just go get 10 more clients and you'll be good. Okay? But the best thing you can do is be like, yo, just like try and talk with him, try and communicate with him. Just like literally, he's a human too, you're a human. Communicate with him on a human level. Be like, yo, I was going to work for you. You agreed to this. I don't know why we're taking this back now. What do you want me to do so we can get this thing running? And then go from there. Okay? Last one that I really got to go because I have a podcast to attend. I don't want to be late. Zila, how do you plan your day? Night before, I write out everything I need to do. And then boom, that's my day. Stuff comes up during the day, but like literally I plan my day the night before. I'll go on my Google Calendar, right? Like I'll show you. You can go peep my calendar. Right? Here's my calendar. My screen's bugging now. I don't know what's going on. But like the night before I go on my calendar, I plan out what I need to do and then I just go do it. Simple as that. That's it. That's how I plan my day, right? And I plan it around the highest ROI activities. So like, do the things that are going to make you money, right? You should plan your day around the things that matter, not the things that don't. So if you're like, man, if I don't send outreach, I don't make money, then make sure you're sending outreach. Okay? Joel, what do you watch to learn sales? You do sales. You don't know how to get better at sales? You do sales. Now, the real people that watch it are good. Jeremy Miner, everybody knows this, okay? Eli Wild, another phenomenal guy, for sales. Matt Ryder, obviously, right, with Jeremy Miner as well. He's amazing. I mean, there's Alex Mosey. He has some good sales stuff as well. His sales stuff is very logical. So if there's a little logic with his sales stuff, which I like personal. So yeah. How is this meeting giving an ROI for you? I'm instilling goodwill in all of you, so one day when I pitch something, all of you will buy. That's how I'm getting an ROI. I'm building a brand. And a brand compounds faster than revenue ever will. Okay? That being said, boys, I do have to run. So I have a podcast I want to be on. Have an amazing day. And I'm just joking. I probably won't. I'll only sell 1% of you in the future. I'll offer one-on-one consulting. Okay? So, but you, truth be told, to work with me, you have to qualify. And so 99% of you, I'll never sell you anything. The 1% of you who want one-on-one consulting can DM me. Okay? That being said, have an amazing day. Hope that this call was of value to you guys in any way, shape, or form. Maybe I know the first half was all mindset, and I think that that's like a very important part, right? People always talk about mindset, but like mindset is literally like I was listening to Dan Bolton the other day. He said the business is 80% psychology, 20% strategy. 80% of it is in your mind. Okay, so if you can master your mind, you can master business. Alrighty. That being said, I do have a podcast. Thank you guys all for being here. Have an amazing rest of your day. If you like this call, go share it with your friends so that next time they don't miss out on this. And it'll give them goodwill because they'll find value from this. And then they'll look at you as a better person because you led them into something good. Right? Win-win. Anyways, boys, have an amazing day. Chat with you guys soon. And peace. Peace.